struggling after leaving the game?
Yeah, it's left knee strain. Obviously, we'll get more information over the next 24 hours.
What's and again, you don't have much information, but just level of concern if he does have to miss time and kind of how you guys manage considering how well he was playing?
I'm concerned when any guy gets hurt, in particular, one of our best players and a guy who's been so important to everything we've done on both ends of the floor this year. So, I mean, I'm not going to speculate on the severity of the injury. I'm hopeful that it's nothing serious.
For tonight's game, it seemed like you're still getting a lot of good shots, still not going down, missing a lot of free throws. Do you feel like you rode the defense, or how did you end up carrying it out?
I think early it was defense. We still had some good stretches in the last three quarters. Offensively, I liked a lot of what we did. Our spacing was much better than last game. Thought we handled a lot of their pressure well for the most part. I think we ended up with 13 turnovers, had a shot clock violation. Bron missed the lefty lay. The last two games we played these guys, we had 22 and 23 turnovers, so that was important for us. The 16 offensive rebounds were big. I think Luka and Bron, for both those guys to get 12 defensive rebounds and 11 defensive rebounds was huge. One of you guys asked me pregame just about their rebounding and how important it is for our team as we, play a lot of lineups that don't have a traditional center.
Luka came into tonight, I think, shooting 25% from three since he joined you guys. Goes 1 for 9 tonight. Is part of the kind of onboarding process, like you're gonna let him kind of shoot his way out of this to try to get comfortable?
I mean, we trust Luka as a shooter and as a decision maker, and the type of shots he's been able to create throughout his career. And I think we've all had stretches like that. And he'll find his rhythm. We're confident he will.
TJ, I think I asked you the other day about kind of the toll of the style you guys are playing defensively in terms of energy, and this is another game where second half of that third quarter, you guys worn down a little bit, it looks like. Are you seeing any of that? Just, you guys are playing so hard.
Yeah.
Are you seeing any kind of any cost for that?
No, certainly the transition defense hurt us tonight. I thought in the half court we were excellent. Only a few game plan mistakes. You could certainly speculate maybe the shooting woes are because guys are playing so hard defensively. Maybe I don't know. I know we've had some good games where we played as hard as we played tonight, shooting the basketball. So something we'll monitor for sure.
JJ, to piggyback, as a shooter yourself, obviously, some of these looks that these guys are getting wide open, as Dodo like to say, the buck naked shots. Is it harder sometimes in the flow of a game to make those than if it's contested or there's a guy close?
No, I don't necessarily think that. I think it's just more about just the rhythm. Again, this is now 5 of 6 games where we haven't played against coverage outside of a few minutes with Luka Garza and Dwight Powell. So,
It's better for them to get the steals and get out. But, Luka, I'm not worried about him. I still think he's playing himself into shape. And not his typical night, but still has some moments where we needed him, and he came through.
I think it's things to come. I think he's still getting in shape. We expect him to be in shape. He took like 2 months off pretty much to get in shape. And when you hurt your calf, you can't really get in shape. So I think, the way he played tonight was a way it's going to happen in certain games. Playing like that takes a lot of outside shots. But I did like best is he wasn't shy. He kept going to the hole. He kept causing contact. And for me, that's one of the things when you do, if you can look at a game, you need to have a coach saying, you're not shooting it good from 3, go to the rack. Because he has the ability to get to the rack and open up areas for different players. Because you saw in the breakdown I did before the game, they collapse so much on him. So he's almost like he's like a Shaq when he gets in there. Mm-hmm. That everybody's going to look at him, they're going to collapse and not let him score. And all these guys are able to get pot shots. So I think as a player, I'm going to go to him and say, hey, go to the rack, kick it out. Let me get some pot shots.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's start with LeBron James here after Luka. 33 points, 17 boards, and 6 assists. He was 11 for 21. And by the way, he's 4 for 9 from 3. He's got 2 games since turning 40 that he's gone for 30 and 15. Obviously, he's the only one to ever do that.
Yeah. And how many times do we have to say it's amazing to see what he's doing at 40? Running the baseline for lob dunks. I don't mind the way he's playing. I don't want I don't want him to have to carry that load, all the time. I don't think he is. I think the defense is playing well. Luka's going to come around. But LeBron, man, he's got that little hamstring post game. That's a lot of minutes. That's a lot of, physical play over time. So I hope he's not, too sore to play tomorrow, but we never know. But he does what he has to do. He sees that, Luka wasn't firing as much as so he started to do his thing. So defensively, this is some of the best D I've seen him play. So he's geared up and ready. He sees what's ahead of them. He knows what the big picture is, and LeBron is just steady trying to keep his team, in gear to keep playing the way they've been playing.
And kind of a new version as well, year 22. And I say that, Rob, meaning off ball. Now, when Luka has the ball or AR has the ball, you're seeing LeBron cutting, used as a screener, running the baseline, just opening up a whole new thing for him.
I think he's realized that, all his life he's worked too hard. Now he got a really good point guard. If you think about it, the last good point guard he played with was Kyrie, and Kyrie's not a true point guard in the sense where he's going to pass the rock. And so I think with Luka now, he's realized, oh, I don't have to bring it up, even though that is my forte. Let Luka bring it up. Let me get some pot shots, because you have developed a three-point shot of your last couple of years that's better than what you did when you started league. So now you're able to knock down these shots. And for me, I feel like LeBron should just, I'm going to get down court, I'm going to be a big, I'm going to get to the wings, I'm going to post up, and that's going to save my legs. So for Luka, and not just Luka, but AR, it's making the game easy for LeBron, because I don't think this is one of those games where, they have to get him on the elbow and they sit back and they watch him work. You don't have to do that anymore. So now he's kind of, putting it in cruise control and making it easier for himself.
Yeah, they just showed a graphic when you were talking, Rob, that I like. Defense on a roll, talking about the 100 points per game in the last 5. And that, to me, is what, even Luka talked to Mike Trudell about. That's been really important for this team, James, because as the offense figures it out with Luka on the court, and maybe you have a night where you're not shooting the 3-ball well, you can still find a way to win. I think that's what's impressed me over these last 2 games the most.
Yeah, and they do it on both ends, but particularly defense. So I think what quarter was? I think they only scored 17 points in one quarter.
Third quarter.
And that was impressive, given the fact that the Lakers normally don't come out in third quarter with that kind of defense. But when they come out like that, and hold teams defensively, and you have, Vanderbilt, Smith, Hayes, you got some gritty guys out there. It makes a big difference, especially when you're not shooting the ball well, you're not getting fast break points. You need that defense.
Yeah, it was the first quarter that held them to 17, 47 in the first half.
Các bạn vừa xem xong video phân tích của chúng tôi. Sau đây sẽ là video hướng dẫn cách làm một sự dây trang trí cỏ hình lá của chúng tôi. Bây giờ các bạn cùng tìm hiểu cách làm nhé. Hôm nay thì mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn cách làm một sự dây trang trí hình cỏ hình lá với 3 hình 3 cái cỏ này, và mình sẽ có một cái phần phụ dây để treo mông, và chúng ta sẽ có được 3 cái cỏ màu xanh lá cây. Ở đây thì các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình một cái kéo đây. Chúng ta sẽ sử dụng thêm kéo này. Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng học cách đây bằng cái dây trang trí hình cái cỏ lá này nhé. Đầu tiên thì các bạn sẽ cắt cho mình một phần dây màu xanh, để mình sẽ lát mình sẽ dán cái cỏ lá của mình lên. Các bạn sẽ dán 2 phần vào trong dây mình có cái độ dài nhất. Đây là cái độ 2, cái phần của mình thì nó khá là ngắn, nên là mình sẽ dán chung vào để cho nó tạo được cái độ dài. dây đó. Phần này thì lát nữa mình sẽ dán cổ mình dán với lại còn phần này thì sẽ là phần treo đúng không? Rồi mình sẽ dán vào. Được, bây giờ thì mình sẽ sử dụng cái phần màu xanh là cây nhạt, cái phần màu xanh cây đậm này thì mình sẽ làm cái phần màu nhạt. Ở đây thì các bạn sẽ sử dụng cái phần màu xanh nhạt này để các bạn làm cái phần nhụy của nó, là cái phần nó ở bên trong các bạn sẽ